So here's a little Edge 90. It's just a Chinese four-wheeler. Guy brought it in for me. Guy that we know pretty well. So basically, it's got one of these little motors in them, 86 cm, centimeters cubed. So it's cc's. It's one of those motors that they're like semi-air cooled, and then they also use the oil from the engine to cool it down. It's one of those ones that actually have the oil travel up to the top end. I guess they kind of all do that, but it's kind of one of them Chinese motors. They actually work pretty good. They don't get real hot. They got a pretty heavy block on them, but then again, it's cheap metal. But it's got one of them also really interesting looking spark plugs. It's an Edge 90. I don't know if I said that, but if it is an Edge 90. Has a cute little oil window. It's on high right now. Needs a battery. Didn't have any. Brought it in. Didn't have any spark. Found a few wires and plugs. Plugged it in. Then it still wouldn't start. It would just tease me. Cleaned the carb on it. It sat for a few years. And I got it to run. It doesn't run real good. I mean, it actually runs pretty good when it's idling, but it kind of bogs a little bit when you give it full throttle. It's a little 4-stroke. So needs a battery, but the guy has a battery, so he said not to put one in. Because he'll put one in then. He said just to jump start it. I'm just gonna booster pack it. This thing only takes like 50 amps, not even to get it cranked. So I think 450 is plenty. Good, switch it on. It's actually quiet. It's got one of them things where you can chase after your son/daughter. Pull the key. It needs an air filter yet too, so we won't take it into any dusty conditions. I am going to get a new carb for it because they're like $15 on eBay. So I'm not going to fuck with it too much. I'm just going to put on a new carb. I'd wind up charging them more for labor if I just tried to keep the old carb on it. It moves actually pretty good for a little 90. It's nice to come in the shade. It's freaking hot outside. When I sit on this actually kind of looks like almost like a YFZ 450 or a Raptor when I sit on it. But then I look down and I see the tiny little wheels on it. It's like, oh shit. But it's actually kind of a cool look and feel when you're actually sitting and riding it. And this is actually another thing I looked. From what I know, these actually look like more like the OEM for like Yamaha. This actually looks more like Suzuki, because this is the exact same push lever that's on my LT80. Idle's a little bit low. Trying to drive this thing with one hand is not easy. This actually moves a lot faster than the Baja 150 that we had up here for a while. Hydraulic rear brakes. Thing's loaded, man. For sale too.